All right. Hey there, guys. We're here. Welcome to another edition of Get Going Live. Boy, if I could figure out which side my microphone's on. I'm still on site in Oregon, hanging out with Muddy. So, yo, we don't have the groovy background, but we do have the groovy room. All right. Hey there, guys.
Oh, look at it. There we are.
We're here. Welcome to another edition. I always leave that on just so that I can tell if we're actually doing this. Now, I'm using in AnyDesk software, which means that I'm remoting into my computer. Let's see if we can get a picture of it. Oh, look at that. That didn't work so well. Oh, that did work well because that's the scene we're on. So I'm remoting into my computer. I'm trying to. Oh, there's a lag. Nice. So this is not the greatest. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on infinite talk, which is the big talk of the day of the week. Just amazing stuff. So I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it, but we'll figure it out. So anyway, so there we go. So if you guys are here, come say hi. I'm going to get my chat window up here so I can see. Oh, Tyrone's Luck is here. What's up, Tyrone? Yo. He says, hearing us loud and clear. I like to hear that. Someday we'll figure out how to get you guys on less of a lag. Now, how do I put this over? Here we go. I am trying to get this into there. There we go. There's 9-layer Nige. We missed him last week. 9 is, I guess it's not too late there. It's getting late, though. So glad he made it. I have just not been sleeping like normal. So, was I said not sleeping like a normal person, and then this was one of those funny movies. Then you'd show me like Ollie, hanging upside down or something. But I get up 2:30, 3 in the morning, and then going back to bed. So we're running a little bit late, but that's good. I am just babbling here a bit. I'm kind of waiting for people to pop in. Tyrone says, all good here, thanks. Hope you're too. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm from the UK too. Got a lot of UK guys. A lot of you. We'll call you our UK bros. We got a lot of UK bros out there. So big week with Infinite Talk. So I'm assuming you guys have been paying attention to that. We're going to jump into that, and hopefully the sound is going to work well here. I think everything's going to be fine. Like I said, we're just going to have this. I'm on this AnyDesk thing, so hopefully stuff will pop up. I can't quite see as well as I normally would be able to, but we're going to cover the Comfy UI today. Well, we're not going to cover it in the tutorial we are, but we'll talk about this. The Comfy UI is the way to go. It is available in 1.2GP, but I'm going to show you it's basically worthless. So, really no even reason to use that. But I guess if we're all here, we could probably get to going on. It says we've got 8 people watching. Okay. We do have our wacky races going on. Yo. Pull up our wacky racers picture again here. Here we go. Here's another one. Maybe this one's higher. It says that is 633. All right, we'll do this one. Open this in the new tab. All right, so this will be our, oh, there it is. They're all numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, with our wacky racers in mind, we're starting off early. The race is gone. I got to think probably Tyrone's holding the number 1 spot, but let's find out what's going on here. If we pop over to here, I'm kind of getting used to having this multiple screen thing going on. Yep, Tyrone is at number 1 over here. So Tyrone is the Boulder Mobile, and we got Nige is the Creepy Coop. So there you go. So if you guys want to be competing in the wacky races, join into the conversation, and we will see where we end up at the end of the journey here. Okay, with that in mind, I think we're probably finally ready to move forward with the weekly review. Tyrone really quickly says, well, 9 says it's 6:30 there in the UK. It's the late ones he can't do. So those are the Friday live Q&As that he has a difficult time getting hold of. Tyrone says, I had a play with the Infinite Talk. I was hoping to get 2 people talking in the same video, but it didn't work. Both people spoke the audio. Yes, and I'm gonna talk about that in the tutorial that I do, and we can mention it a bit here. But essentially, it's a tedious process, and you can kind of do it in 1.2GP, but not so much in the Comfy UI. You've really got to set it up differently, and we're not set up for that. So I think a workaround would be I'll talk about it, but a workaround would be to split the video, split the audio, split the video, and do 2 separate things, merge them back together kind of thing. But let's get on with the weekly review. Let's move my ugly, this is moving all over the place. Let's move my ugly butt over here, get it kind of out of the way. I know that if I disappear for too long, you guys get anxiety, so I want to make sure that I'm up there. All right. Okay, we talked about last week. We ended up with some of these. Last week we ended up with the Taylor Swift cringe. I did this comparison video. I don't know if we shared this, so we'll go look at this really quick. Make sure we got this on the screen. Yeah. Okay. This was all use 1.2GP. Different models. You can see each of them has their strength. Some of them do the background. A lot of them don't do the background. See, that 1FX is really good. But it just looks so plasticky there. And that 5B is good. There's no background movement. There we got some background movement. But then obviously so there's your Taylor cringe, your Taylor Swift cringe for the day. But yeah, so you can obviously see different models do different things. LTX is almost just garbage. The Hunyuan really did nothing with the image to video. Hunyuan, of course, is so powerful when it comes to text to video, but really it's just kind of gotten wiped out with Wan. Hunyuan was so powerful. I guess probably the best thing about Hunyuan is still that it's not safe for work. You can do some incredibly not safe for work stuff with Hunyuan, like kind of make a sailor blush kind of a thing. Let's really quickly pop over here. We got a few new people, so let's see what's going on here. Feta is here. Oh, Feta's a blue star, so let's give a yo. Feta! What's up? Oh, and 9 is a blue star too. 9, I'm so sorry. What's up? We give a little bit of extra what's upness to our blue star members. So 9 to you. Feta, what's up? Feta's my boy, right? Yo. So Feta's my AI partner. It's always good to have an AI partner. Feta's my AI partner. And not in like the weird partner. Like we work on AI together. He's a Viking, I'm a cowboy. I think. Yeah. Anyway, Mount Xerus shows up. It says, I try Infinite Talk and always got which is out of memory. You have to use GGUF versions of 1.2.1. Yes. So if you are using the FP16 or the FP8, you're going to have a sad day when it comes to it. I'm running a 4090 and I don't use the FP8 or the F16 because it just takes too long. So the videos I'm going to show you here in a little bit, I used all Quant 6 on it and took about an hour and a half to do, 3.5 minute, 4 minute long videos. So, all right, Rio Visions is here. I think Rio Visions is new to the group. So, welcome, Rio Visions. I'm going to give you some of these. Yo, what's up? Here's 100% for you. All right, those are all for you, Rio. He says, greetings from northern Pakistan. Wow, cool. Good to meet you, dude. Love your content. Excited to learn something new today. Well, glad to have you. And what was it? There was some Pakistani rock band that was real popular. Let's go to ChatGPT. I wonder if you know who it is. Let's see. There was a Pakistani rock band that was popular on the global stage here in the early 2000s. Can you help me remember who it is? Actually really good. Oh yeah, Junoon. Yeah, Junoon is Pakistani rock band. Let's see if we can look up some Junoon. This is for you. This is for our new member from Pakistan. So he probably knows all about Junoon. This is going to push us out of monetization, by the way. I hope you appreciate what I've done for you. All right. Well, that was for you. Just enough to make it so I can't monetize this video. But you're worth it, my friend. So, glad to have you. All right, Tyrone's Luck video is quite loud over the top of your voice. Okay, I'll try to turn it down a little bit. Oh, Mazurs is from Greece. Cool. I don't know any Greece bands, so you'll have to share us the Greek bands. All right, anyway, welcome, guys. There, so let's move on with the thing. We'll try to get the volume down in the future here. But let's go back. Oh, let's check really quickly on our top fans to see if we've moved up the charts. Tyrone's Luck is at number 1. Mount Xeris has moved to number 2. So we've got, what do we got here? Hold on. Where did it go? There it is. So we got Tyrone's Luck, Mount Xeris, 9's dropped to number 3. Rio Visions is 4. And Feta is rocking at number 5. He's the compact pussycat. He'd probably be happy with that. So here's your things, man. We'll see who gets in first. All right. Let's push on, though. All right, so we did our weekly review with AI Brews. We won't need to go through that. A lot of good stuff, a lot of models. They talk not just about open source stuff, but they talk about pretty much everything, which is pretty cool. Okay, great update video on the future of the coming robot revolution. I am really honed in on this these days.
Instead of making incremental upgrades, Tesla has completely overhauled Optimus Gen 3.5 with a carbon fiber frame.
This is coming by the end of the year, and I'm really excited. These are looking at to be a flashpoint, a price point of about $20,000 to $25,000, which obviously I'm not going to pay just to have a dancing robot. But they're supposed to be able to do the labor around the house. I am honestly thinking about getting one of these. I would get one of these on payment plan like you do a car. So I'm pretty excited about this. They have there's going to be so many different models. This is the consumer model that they're getting. There's going to be another one called a Helix, which is going to be like, you're talking like $65,000 over $100,000. Those are going to be your I guess those are the empathy models is what they call them. And those are going to be for like grandma, in the care home, or lonely people kind of a thing. These are going to be what we get. Okay. And then they already have different versions of these. So you have like our $25,000 version, which we'll get. It can carry a certain amount of weight and can do different stuff. And then they'll get ones that can carry more, have longer battery life, and then it goes up to like actual security guard level. So I'm kind of excited about that. And my assumption is within a year we'll be doing open source roboting stuff. Okay, let's move on. This was a cool app, Ultimate Vocal Remover. And who was that? Oh yeah, this guy Lucio Vids. He's been around and he's a good guy. He had pointed this out. He's been using this. This is a great little app that is the kind of funny little app that I don't even realize exists until I realize it exists. Um, and it extracts audio from music. So you get the music tracks and you get the voice tracks, and that's actually a big thing because if you've ever tried to do this with just plain software, it's really not that easy. So go to downloads here. So let me play a little bit of this. There you go. So you can hear it's removed the vocals from, this is an old sinner cowboy like me. And it's not perfect. You can kind of hear a wall, but still really powerful. So then if we go over here to the next one, you should hear just the vocals. So we're just waiting for it.
The things I've loved I count as lost. The gold and silver all as dross. The ones I've held, they still remain in my mind and cause me shame. And now I stand with only one, the Father, Holy Ghost, and Son, and memories of the things I've done.
So here you can hear a little bit of, you can hear a little bit of relic in there, but it pretty much takes care of it. So that's actually great software, and someday I want to take my music, put my own voice on there. So that's the kind of thing you'd be looking at. I think we can get there by going, I don't know if we can get there by go uvr.getgoingfast.pro. Okay, maybe not. But it is on the site. So if you go to here, you actually can download the app, and it runs on Mac and Windows without an NVIDIA and Windows with an NVIDIA. So really powerful little program. They've got a lot of models. So more than I'm not going to sit down and use every single model and figure out what's going on with that. But they've got a lot of stuff happening with that. So very cool. So you guys better get talking, man. I'll tell you what, the top fans has not moved. Oh, here, Tyrone Select probably just moved up because he solidified. I've used UVR before. There's a lot of different settings. Some are sometimes better than others at splitting that area. Yeah, and that's kind of what I found. I don't have the time to sit down and figure it all out, but it is. Okay, gosh, what a week. So Quinn 3 Edit has been added to the All Models installer. So Quinn 3 Edit is just honestly really incredible. I really like Quinn 3. I wish this stuff could pop out in seconds. Quinn 3 still takes, a half a minute to a minute to pop out a thing. That was one of the good things about the early days was we were making a ton of garbage, but we were making it fast. You could make garbage in 2 seconds. Quinn 3 doesn't really make garbage. It makes very good stuff, but it takes 30 to 40 seconds to pop out a good image, but they're fantastic. So, now, with this, obviously we took, say, this incredibly freaking hot image of Sydney Sweeney, and then I just typed in there, I said, make her black with an afro. Okay, and it did it. And that took a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe. Actually, it really changed. This app really, it really depends. Sometimes it'll go by in less than a minute, and other times it'll take 5 minutes. I really have not figured out. Okay, again, this is the original. I just said make her Native American with a mohawk and a feather in her hair and put her in a studio. And it did it. I mean, that's really incredible. Okay, here's this one. Same thing. I said just make her black, and it did it. I did have to specially prompt to change the image on the thing. Okay, this is cool. This is one of my albums, and I just said remove the text from the album, and it did it. So really, really good stuff going on with Quinn 3. Powerful model. Now, if we head over to here, let's go to Comfy UI, and we go to our video is small on my screen, so there we go, the Quinn Full Model Manager. Okay, so there we've got this. All right. So you can install it with this. And you just go in here, and then there's your Quinn edit models. Okay. So, yeah. So you just kind of drill your way in there. And I think this one, yeah, I've just been using the FP8 and it works great. So I don't think this one has, yeah, so this one doesn't have the Q models, but it works great. The FP8 is freaking awesome, works fast, works good. I suppose I should go in there and find some good guffs. But anyway, that is all groovy. Really easy to get that. You can get this just by going to quinn3.getgoingfast.pro. Yoing it up over there. Okay. Here's the workflow. I walk you through how to use the workflow. There's a few small things that if you're not getting it to work right, watch the video and that will help you to sort it out. But powerful model. Okay. Okay, went ahead and fixed the Comfy UI installers. So the Comfy UI, this is obviously the free ones over here at comfy.getgoingfast.pro. These are the installations that I use myself. So when I'm reinstalling Comfy UI, I go here, I grab my own installer, and I run this through. And I run this through and I use it. So I cleaned it up a bit. The what do you call it? God, what is it? Feta is supposed to be in our meeting here, and he's blowing me up with Discord messages. So so I'm not sure why he's doing that. Okay, anyway, so this is the Comfy UI I use, and I cleaned it up. So it makes sure I got this in anticipation of Infinite Talk. It makes sure the Sage Attention is properly done with the 12.6 version down here. This is the main one. If you have a 20, 30, 40 card, you probably should just use this one. You can use this 11.8 if you have a 20 or 30. But pretty much you should just be sticking to this one. This has updated Flash Attention, updated Sage Attention. Honestly, if you have Sage Attention, you don't need Flash Attention. It's just there in case you do need it. The 12.8 does not work. There is no Windows version of Flash 12.8 that is available, or at least that I can find. So it does not work with that, but it has Sage Attention. The bottom line is these are installing better. I fixed out some problems. So there was a big issue that was going on with these stupid things saying that your GitHub wasn't repo. And the issue was it turned out that I was installing these things. It's just for your sake of knowledge, when you install Comfy UI with admin mode or not admin mode, it remembers how it was installed. So I was installing it with admin mode, and then I was running it. And if it wasn't running admin mode, it would say, hey, something's wrong. The GitHub's not the same as it was. So what I did is I just removed installing it in the admin mode because there's really no need. Unless you're installing something with Conda, you really don't need to install in admin mode. Okay. Conda used to not. A year ago, Conda did not require admin mode to install dependencies. Now it does. So if you are creating an installer, you're using Conda, you need to make sure that your people are running it in admin mode, which there's some ways you can do that. You also, by the way, have to make sure that if you're creating an installer or something that does use admin mode, it uses what's called the DP0 folder. And that, because when you do start something in an admin mode, it takes you to the systems folder, and then you're screwed. So you got to use DP0. You can ask ChatGPT about it, and it will bring you back to the folder that the original script was pressed in. Anyway, it's the bottom line. Bottom line is all of these Comfy UI installers are working better, and that's a good thing. Okay. Oh, there's our AI brews again. We did another AI brews. Kind of interesting to be here, see what you guys think.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Get Going.
They have a new video thing here. So before I was just doing this, I just put that on there, and then you could listen to it. So this actually has some video screens here. So I don't know, whatever. Just play with that. Okay, now we're going to get into the the talk of the last several days, infinite talk. So this is going to be big. Let's quick, before we do that, let's pop back over, see if we got any new messages. Let's go ahead and see who's in first place over here. All right. So, Nightfall pops in. Nightfall Archives. I got to check out the workflow because Quinn Edit keeps changing the person for me. Okay, yes. Nightfall. Are we talking about... Which workflow are we talking about? Nightfall. And by the way, I don't know if Nightfall's been here before. Have you been here before? Just in case you haven't, I'm going to give you some of these. Okay. Feta apologizes like the jerk that he was. Okay. Tyrone's luck. I thought it was my Discord beeping. Yeah, it was Feta. Okay. Next step is figure out the video-to-video nodes for Infinite Talk. Okay, so yeah, Nightfall is talking about Infinite Talk. Let's check out the top fans really quickly. Tyrone's luck is still here at number 1. Feta, because of his drama, has moved himself up to number 2. We've got Nightfall here at number 3. Mount Xeris is number 4. He's in the plane. 9-layer Nige has moved down to the pink car. And we got Rio Vision has hit the screen with the giant tank. So good job, guys. That's great. Keep up the good work. All right, let's get on to Infinite Talk. So Infinite Talk is my surprise app for the week. If there is an app, which I am going to say, if I'm going to go like this, it's going to be Infinite Talk. So I'm going to be honest, I didn't really give it a lot of thought when I first heard about it, because there's a million different text-to-speeches out there that have been coming out. Like, pretty much the way that I look at this stuff is, I think we've talked about this before, is there's a cycle. Most of the energy goes to image and video generation. There's like a cycle. They work on this, and they work on this, and they work on this. Kind of, it rolls downhill a bit. So the vast majority of energy goes to creating video and image generators. Then you get your voice clonings and your other smaller stuff. And so TTS is typically one of those people but it gets secondary attention. So when it does get attention, all of a sudden a bunch of stuff will come out, and it's like generally one will shine over the rest, but it's not really that great. So there's been a lot of TTS stuff coming out, and I was just kind of like, Infinite Talk, okay. And then I looked at it the last couple of days, and I was like, my God, it's amazing. So you get these surprise apps like that. And then I'm like, okay, quick, I got to get the model manager out. Really quickly, Nightfall Archives is Infinite Jedi on the Discord. Okay, cool. He's been hanging out over there. You guys should come and see the stuff he's working on at the Discord. Good guy. I'm going to tell you that the Discord works best when you guys hang out together. I try to pop in every once in a while, but what's nice, it's kind of like I guess probably like it was like for our parents. Like, they go out, they come home, and everyone's just kind of doing their thing. You're like, oh, it's kind of nice to have a full house. So Discord's kind of like that for me. Like, popping in, seeing people are interacting. I'm like, hey, this is great. Then we can kind of get in and mingle. But that's up to you guys, because I can't carry the party. I'm an old man these days. Can't carry the party like I used to. Yo. All right, Feta is laughing like the silly boy he is. The silly Viking man he is. Okay, excuse me. Nightfall. Yeah, got to be honest, I was skeptical it would be better than Multi-Talk. Yes. All right. It's awesome. So let's get on to Infinite Talk and okay, Model Manager. Here's the Model Manager. Really quickly, we'll take a quick look at that. This is the absolute fastest way to get going with Infinite Talk. If I can find the model thing here. Where's it at? I can't. Problem is I can't see my screen. There's Multi-Talk. Maybe it's over here. Let's check the E drive. I need to take my own advice and start cleaning up my desk a bit. Here we go. Infinite Talk Model Manager. So same thing. This one, it's a little bit confusing. There's kind of a labyrinth of stuff. But if you go with the default install, you're going to actually do great. But you got your FP models and your GGUF models. I just recommend you use the GGUF. Now, with this, you have to install a WAN i2v GGUF. So I do have a WAN model manager, so you can get different ones here, but I had to throw some of it into here. So you can actually, it's a little bit of a freebie. You got some wand stuff in here as well. But you also need to grab an Infinite Talk one. So they've got different Infinite Talk models. I've got most of them downloaded already. So you got your multi-speaker ones that you can download and your single. I've been doing very fine with the single Q6, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about multi-speaker. So again, it's another one of these, I'm just going to call it a pie in the sky situations where they're like, hey, you can do multiple people, but practically, no, you can't. Some of you guys I know really freak out on this stuff and spend a lot of time technically doing this stuff. You can do this, okay? As a get-going fast guy that like can't sit still for more than a couple minutes, I'm not going to end up doing much multi stuff just because it's not easy. There's a lot entailed, and we'll talk a bit about that. But that is the that's the manager. So let's get on to some examples here. You guys might have seen this already. I took one of my songs from Jim Day and the Better Stories. I have I created an album over here at jimday.bandcamp.com. This is my latest album, Eloisa y otras milagrosas cosas. It's Eloisa and Other Miraculous Creations. If you can guess it, there's a gal that inspired me named Eloisa. So if she's watching, to you. All right. At any rate, so music is off of that, but you're going to just, I've got a couple of these up here. I think the second one's even more amazing, but you're going to see a bit of what it looks like. Oh, I will say, before we start this, when you do these videos, if there's a lot of music at the beginning, the person will continue to move, but it looks weird. So what I've had to do is with my longer videos is actually cut off the beginning of the song so it doesn't look weird. Essentially, how this is working is it's creating about 10-second clips and then resetting. So you'll find, like, because it's just using WAN 2.1, you could actually put in there, you can say like, hey, he puts a bird on his head or he drinks from a beer, and it will do it because it's doing WAN 2.1. But what's happening is it's resetting like every 10 seconds. So you can say he drinks a beer, he'll drink a beer, and then it could just snap out of his hand. Okay, it's just the way that this is working. It's taking the original and moving. I don't know exactly how to do it, but it resets. If you wanted me to remove my shirt, I would remove my shirt. Then all of a sudden my shirt's back on. Then it's off. You know, it's that kind of stuff. I'm drinking the beer's gone. So it's best to just stick with the mouth and stuff with this. This cracks me up. Now, I don't know with the lag if that's I don't know if that's working with the lag with you, but it's perfectly synced. So it might not look perfectly synced, depending on thing, but it's incredible. And this is a 3.5 minute long video. There we go, that's better. And it gets the excitement of it too, which is just really... Oh shit, you're not seeing it. There we go, sorry about that. You're going to see here the one problem it does have, and that's with holding a long note. I'm going to let it go just a little bit longer because he's going to sustain a note, and it's not going to look that great. So it's the one weakness. Now look at, he holds the ah, and his mouth doesn't really move. It just looks like he's sticking his teeth out. Alright, but still, that's pretty amazing. We'll skip forward over this robot thing really quickly. Here's another one I just released. This one's even more amazing, I think, because I think the expression of this is the same thing. This is from the same album, Eloisa y otras milagrosas cosas. You can get that at jimday.bandcamp. But I think this one's even more amazing than the other one. And again, I had to cut off the beginning. Look at the empathy in his eyes and how he squints. I mean, that's me, but obviously it's not me, right? So look at his eyes. The eyes are incredible in this. And then I'm going to let it go here for a second, and he's going to really explode onto the screen. And he's going to move his hands too at some point too. Yeah, look at that. That's incredible. And then the hand up there, that's really good movement. And then look at that, he actually starts moving to the beat for just a second. That's really good. Okay, I'm going to show you, they acknowledge it on the site that when you're doing longer image ones, because you can do video to video, but when you do, it loses color tone. And so there was a point where the video started breaking down, so I had to use some creative editing stuff to distract from it. So at one point you see this going kind of green scale, but it snaps back in. And then here, I did this to distract, because this is actually a bad scene. If you just let it play through, it looks really awkward. So I just did stuff to kind of block it. And then it goes back into the song. And look at how naturally that goes back into it. This is incredible stuff. And that's all from a single image. The single image that it started with was that. That was the single image. All right. So very cool stuff. So Tyrone's asking how long it took. This video here took me a little over 2 hours to make with a Quant 6. This is a 4.5 minute, or maybe 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I can't. Yeah. So this is almost a 5-minute video here. So this took me a little over 2 hours. The other one that was 3.5 minutes long took me 2 hours and 45 minutes. Now I did estimate it down. This one was probably over 2 hours, but it did take a bit of time. But it's kind of worth it, you know. So I'm actually thinking about making a whole music video thing on this. Okay, let's. I think we're pretty much done here. Lastly, we're going back to Tesla robots. This was a cool video someone posted, just an up close of it.
Wow.
So I can't tell. It'd be nice if that's like actual steel, but I have a feeling it's probably not great steel. It's probably some kind of polymer. It makes me wonder if these things will break easy or if they'll get dented. I mean, how cool would it be to have like a 1-ton robot crashing through your house? These are going to be like cars, you know, like they'll come out with the first cool one, and then down the road, the poorer people will get the older looking models. But so cool. Good stuff. I can't wait for robots to hit the market. Okay, Nightfall said, did you experiment with the video-to-video nodes? I did not experiment with the video-to-video nodes. I've been playing with the Keyji nodes. And I don't even see video-to-video on here. So we have a load image. So I don't even see video-to-video. I suppose I could look around on that. Oh, I do want to show you this. Wan2GP has it in here now. And you guys know I love Wan2GP, but I love it for what it does well. There's stuff it doesn't do well. And this is kind of a problem with some of these stuff is they get too big. So they add infinite talk into here, but check this out. Oh, let's go. Let me show you over here. To get a long video, to truly get infinite talk with this, you need to go over here to this max frames thing. You got to go to this. And basically every 2,000, this value, every 2,000 equals about 40 seconds. So if you're figuring out a 3-minute long video, you go 40, 80, 120, 160, 200. So you go 2,000 times 5. So this would be like, you know, like what, like 10,000 or something like that. Did I do that right? I hope that whatever is, I think it's 2,000. Although it might be 1,500. I played with this, so you guys can reset it. But the bottom line is the default value of this is equal to that plus that every 40 seconds. I thought there was actually a thing in here that said that. Okay, anyway, you can just reset it. So the bottom line is you have to set this to a high number. Now, over here on 12GP, the highest you can go is up to 737. It already says here 25 equals 1 second. So I spent 11 seconds to make this video here. Oh, it's not going to play, but it's just 3 seconds. It's no good. It's worthless. So 1GP is really good if you want to make short stuff. So like, again, using your Fusion X or you're using your other stuff, it's great. But a 3-second lip syncing video does me no good, especially when it takes me 11 minutes to make. And I can only go so high. So what's 737 divided by 25? Let's see here. Let's do over here. 737 divided by 25. So I can only make a 29-second video. Okay? At the most. So that's ridiculous. That's just silly. So 12GP is not the way to go with this, guys. Unless you know you're doing some really short stuff. I hate to say it, Comfy UI is the way to go with this. I feel like there was something else I was going to show you really quick. Oh, I tried doing multi-person again. And as someone else mentioned, you end up getting both people singing.
There's only you in my life, the only thing that's right. My first love, your every breath.
So this is where 12GP actually will become an interesting, because if you go to you're on multi-speakers here, you'll notice it has these choices. 2 speakers, audio separation of speakers. 2 speakers, audio sources are assumed to be played in a row. 2 speakers, audio sources are assumed to be played in parallel. So this is where I say the work comes in. So like that video, I'd need to separate Lionel Richie onto one side. I need to separate Diana Ross onto the other side. It does have speaker locations. It's just, there's a lot of work that goes into this, or else you'd have to have 2 different videos. One person speaks and then the other person speaks. So more work than I want to do. Although what I might do, just for the sake of doing it. So what you could do is I could take this image and split it down the middle. Throw in if I could separate just Lionel Richie's voice, maybe using UVR, have him lip sync that, then throw in this other one, have it lip sync that, and then merge them together. So that's like going to end up being a 4 to 5 hour project just to do that. Maybe it's worth it if it works. So multi-talk, not so great. Single talk, really fancy doodle stuff. Okay, let's quickly go over, see what people got to say, and then I think we're going to move on for the day. Tyrone's like, I use 12GP a lot, but really enjoying Comfy. Okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, Comfy UI, it's just one of those things. It's like, you know, you try to get out of it, and they just keep pulling you back in. And Nightfall is just in agreement. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up here. This is your last chance here to get onto the top of the scoreboard. Really quickly, let's rush over and see who our top fans are. And let's see if we can do this. Burp. And we will... This is your last chance to get in on the wacky races. So we have Tyrone's Luck here at number 1. Feta, how the hell did Feta move up to number 2? Here, Nightfall has moved up to the converter car. Mount Zeros has got number 4. 9 fell back. We didn't hear from 9. Rio was there, and he is the Army Surplus Special. So we'll give this a second, and then we will give it one last look. Oh, there. See, 9's smart. He got a message in. Yeah, good to catch up with you guys as well. Tyrone's saying good catching up. Let's do the... Oh, shit, man, I keep forgetting to push that back. I'm so sorry. I thought I was on the browser. My bad. All right, let's give it the last look, and let's see who ended up where. Let's close this out. If it'll let me. Come on. Okay, top fans. All right, Tyrone's Luck ends up with number 1, the Bouldermobile. Feta is the Creepy Coupe. Nightfall moved his way up to the converter car. 9-layer Nige is the Crimson Hay Baler. Mount Zeros gets the Compact Pussycat. And Rio Vision is the Army Surplus Special. And so the others didn't make it into the race this time, but maybe the next time they will. So thanks again for hanging out, guys. As always, it's good. So get playing with your Infinite Talk. I don't think we're going to have a live Q&A this Friday. I'm still in Oregon. I'll be heading back next week. We'll see about Monday. Monday is Labor Day here in America. So I might be traveling. I might not. We'll see what happens. But we'll definitely be working with more with the Infinite Talk, and hopefully today going to get out the tutorial for Infinite Talk, because there's a bunch of little details on it that matter. So in the meanwhile, enjoy yourself. You can go to italk.getgoingfast.pro to get the model manager, and in the meanwhile, I guess we'll end it there. You guys be good.